what. There is also a clear order application before you can seeking to return so if the order is extended. Just I here on the deal with the social community to evidence on what happened since the last 4 days.
If you make a calendar application, I indicate that the thing is answer to take evidence and to have you here when you indicate to facilitation today.
Yes,
so you
told the time is going to come under.
Absolutely. It won't be long. If you have to hear something short to kind of apply to you what you'd like to say to you, it won't be short.
You want formal evidence from social worker first or employer?
Yes.
In the summary.
If you hold the Bible and repeat after me, please. I swear by Almighty God.
Swear by Almighty God.
That my evidence to the court.
That my evidence to the court.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
State your name, please.
Miss.
Sit there, please.
I just want to state by saying this structure is alien to me, having to prove myself worthy as a father. When myself and my ex, mother and my daughter lived together with hope, we did so as part of an egalitarian collective. There was no one of us in charge of another. Our workload was distributed equally.
Well, excuse us. This would be special for that. I don't understand your accent. I'm picking up for the third syllable.
Okay.
Is that a written statement he's reading from?
Judge, he has prepared a précis of what he'd like you to hear from him today.
Is the press a statement which you could read out?
Yes, sir. Are you happy for me to do that?
I feel that it would be better coming from me.
It's provided I understand what you're saying.
Okay, I'll try and speak better.
Because I don't understand certain accents even if it's in English. Right, to try once more over it, yeah?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Everything I brought to the house was shared.
Everything I watched, I broke to my house.
I brought.
Brought.
Everything was shared. Not one of us had more rights than another. Hope was a planned choice. As was the decision to birth her at home in the UK before state social workers turned on to us. I had planned to paint her bedroom green. We'd spent a long time going around the shops, buying unisex clothes, books, toys and other essentials. I had a steady income and a family who supported our decision. I was proud to be a father and the future seemed bright. Then they came for us and we assumed they would take her, as they'd done with Sienna, Amy's previous child. Before that they could get out a care order, we fled to Ireland, expecting fairer treatment. Unfortunately, this never happened. After our departure from the UK, Hope, while still not born yet, was placed on the CPR, the Child Protection Register, which was bizarre considering we'd long since left. Okay, Martina, if you go ahead.
I'll continue on from there, Judge. After our departure from the UK, Hope, while still not yet born, was placed on the CPR, which is the Child Protection Register, which is bizarre considering we'd long since left the country. The reason they gave for this move, however, was neglect. Despite both UK and Irish laws claiming home birthing to be completely legal, it appeared not to matter to those determined to abduct our child into the foster industry. Today, Hope is still on that register, which I can back up with paperwork, despite tangible evidence that she was never truly neglected. Of course, no charges have been brought against myself or my ex, as no crime was ever committed. Sienna, Amy's first child, was born in a hospital via a forced delivery, in which Amy was rushed and was drugged to such a level she couldn't even feel herself pushing. When born, Sienna was still and had to be resuscitated. Contrary to this, Hope's birth went very smoothly. Amy, rather than pushing her daughters against her will, as it happened the first time, simply allowed the contractions given to her by nature to work their course, thankfully without any similarly inept hospital staff around. Hope was born healthy, a good weight, breathing, and didn't need to be resuscitated. And unlike as had happened with Sienna, Amy wasn't tore up and in need of stitching this time either. It seems funny that given how we didn't cause Hope any issues like the state did for Sienna, that we should find ourselves the ones persecuted. Now, the only hope that Tesla had rides with the psychiatrist saying that we're mentally unfit parents, and I'm going to go on record with this as refusing to comply, as there is simply not enough evidence to charge us with neglect or cause any other grievance. And I see as no reason as to why I should re-engage with mental health staff when I have not been involved with them since a child. There was also a strong doubt in my mind that these state-funded psychiatric assessments would prove in any way honest or fruitful for myself as Hope's father. It has also been said that psychiatry itself is a spurious pseudoscience, as evidenced by work such as The Myth of Mental Illness, written in 1961 by Dr. Thomas Stark. Unlike a tumour or wart, those so-called personality disorders and mental illnesses require no more evidence than someone's paid for opinion. Therefore, I bring the whole ground on which Sister was to assess me and charge me as an unfit parent under suspicion. The supposed neglect which can happen before Hope's birth or during Amy's labour cannot be justifiably evident, and neither can the spurious claim of mental illness, if we are to be honest with ourselves. I'm yet to understand why I'm being denied care of my daughter due to the things related to so-called autism that happened when I was 12. Why must I be shackled with the life sentence of an apparent disease that though cannot be physically proven, but can have me arrested or denied the right to parent? I am guilty only of existing and having a difference of opinion. For this I have been punished and refused access to my daughter for near enough 2 whole years. I have done no harm to my daughter, yet in this court it seems I must pass a test before I can be granted the right to fatherhood. I must have a test by the very same state that used deception to enter myself in Amy's home, who brought guns to a mother and father and their 7-week-old baby, and who used terrible violence against me. It is the same violent state that uses falsehoods such as autism to justify its own ends, that sees fit to pass judgment on us. Finally, myself and Amy, my ex-partner, had our child so that we could raise her, so that she wouldn't fall into the hands of the state that has previously caused us actual harm and grievances, and not potential future ones. My daughter will no doubt regretfully be exposed to this terrible state system and its failings, and I'm sorry if this is disrupting, Judge, but for 2 years this madness has disrupted our lives. Please just allow our daughter to come back home. Let me be a father to her, and Amy her mother, and let us prove in reality, not on paperwork, that we can be good parents after all. We have proved ourselves to be better midwives, so please don't give in to the whims of these people. They are simply paid to do so, and they would, regardless of morality or personal feelings. So I just want to ask Mr. King a few questions based on today's application.
What's the application?
The application is to extend the interim care order. So Mr. King, I've gone through what the social workers team's current status is in terms of your request for access to your daughter, and there were 3 requirements of the Child and Family Agency. The first one is that you would engage with the social work department. Can you tell the court what you have been doing over the past number of months?
I have been engaging with the social work department against my will, really, because I don't like them, and I feel that they've been unfair towards me.
I think
he has been engaged.
Yes, Judge. There have been 2 meetings, one on the 11th of April and one on the 13th of May. Those dates are right. And he's very happy to continue to engage with the social work department. The next assessment that has been required of the Child and Family Agency is a parental capacity assessment, and you're satisfied to undergo that, provided that it's independent.
Yes, I would like to hope to come home.
An independent appointed psychologist. So I'll agree that. Yes.
Is it standard to have an independent appointed psychologist in the preparation of the parental capacity report?
Are we done with the forensic psychiatrist?
No, the parental capacity assessment.
Right. I think in this particular instance it's agreed between the parties that we're doing it.
Yes, independently.
Yes.
Yes. So that's the second. And the third arm then is the forensic psychiatric assessment, and you have a difficulty with that assessment, and can you tell the court why, Mr. King?
It's not a valid science, psychiatry. It's not a valid science.
And you're anxious to have contact with your daughter, isn't that right?
Yes, I would like to.
You provided a photograph of yourself for Hope recently, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And is there anything else you'd like to say to the judge today, Mr. King?
Please bring my daughter home to me, Judge.
Okay. I think possibly one of the requirements of the social workers will be to have you psychiatrically examined. Is to have you psychiatrically examined.
Yes, Judge, that was a prerequisite over a year ago.
And that's
Judge.
still on there.
That was court-directed by you. Miss Walsh underwent it, and we were furnished the report last month, but Mr. King has not.
You're looking to fear from the reviews and doesn't do that, okay?
No, Judge, there really is no evidence backing up psychiatry. As I read, there's been whole works written on it. There's been whole works written on the invalidness of psychiatry.
In the last 2 days, the World Health Organization came out and determined that young boys or girls, particularly young boys, who constantly play with their PlayStation and these other internet video games, that is now a recognised mental illness.
Exactly, Your Honour. It's a cultural one. It's a cultural one. Everyone is different. We cannot start legislating the idea that difference is bad. It goes to bad places. The idea that because someone is different from someone else, that they are somehow ill, that they are somehow sick.
We've been through this so many times. I'm not going to be arguing with you. I give directions in this court.
Please don't make me do the psychiatric one.
I give a direction. If you're not happy, appeal it to the circuit court. I'm giving a direction in this case that one of the basic tenets of this case, which is any application for the return of the child shield, is that, and this is up subject to CFA, if they require your pre-English medical notes before you arrive in this country, they're to be furnished to, if you want your psychiatric exam, your exam. If you refuse that,
But it was when I was very young. I was a child. I'm a man now.
Oh my gosh. The fact that you might have had some disability or handicap when you were young, what you're suggesting is that you got over that. That's the case of a psychiatrist, an independent expert, being satisfied that you have got over that. I come across in court very frequently, particularly young men who are psychiatrically ill, and I have them examined by psychiatrists. And I get detailed independent reports by experts who don't take sides. They tell you their opinion.
They're paid by the state. So what's the chances of them truly being independent? That's my opinion.
Yeah. That's what's been
This is the other thing, Judge. Of course, that the neglect. I don't think that us not having prenatal care can count as neglect when it's perfectly legal, because it says there, just primary report type at the bottom says neglect.
That's the ground for why hope is placed on the child protection register.
But
and what Mr. Sienna is maintaining, and which I think can be verified by the medical evidence, that Hope was born safely, that she was in good physical health when she was taken into care of the CFA, and that their parenting of Hope until she was taken into care was not a threat to her, and that's very much his case. And what he is saying is that, and this is the case as well, that he was a young child when he was detained, that there was no medical evidence, as I understand it, before the court.
I've seen no history.
Absolutely, Judge. That's my
I
point.
don't know
Other than, I suppose, it's to all intents and purposes hearsay evidence that's in the report. There is no evidence before the court, as I understand it, as to what he may have gone through.
Yes, the
whilst
court's
in
a
UK.
direction, and you know that.
Yes.
And it's very concerning. You tell us that and you take that and you take.
But Judge, you have to submit that you can't make a direction for a psychiatric assessment on a person.
Fair enough.
That's my understanding, Judge.
I will make such an assessment. And you can appeal that off.
But Judge, it is my understanding that the court is not in a position to direct that a psychiatric or medical examination.
No, I'm asking him to willingly undergo such.
But he's not willing to do that, Judge.
Right?
I don't believe it will be impartial.
A year ago, Judge, you directed a forensic psychiatric assessment be carried out on these two individuals. Yes, but Ms. Walsh complied. They have her report. The thing has happened, and he doesn't seem to be willing to.
In relation to the change of this, I just want to remind the court, this child was taken into care 2 years ago in July, so we're now on this endless cycle of interim care, and the only way to test this case and to bring it to a head is to actually allocate Section 18 hearing dates and to put the agency on proof, and let Mr. King bring whatever evidence he wants to bring to to prove his case that he's a good parent or husband to us.
I believe.
And that's the only way we're going to resolve it.
But
Proper engagement. And based on the evidence, the judge will make a decision, whatever it is. Yes,
there's
whatever
still no
it
other
is,
thing
like,
left. I keep talking about
That's
them.
the only way we're going to resolve it, because Mr.
I
King
have again, but they need to use that now.
CSA established that they are living apart. Don't expect it is, either they are, you're satisfied or you're not.
I think we are good, yeah. The forensic psychiatric report of Miss Walsh's case that they're living apart, both parties say they're living apart. So, we go by what?
I think that is accepted in the case, absolutely.
Yeah, we accept that, Judge, we do.
You're going more deeper in that question, like, something you said.
No, that's an old, that's to show you that a director can make previously.
Well, it's section 27 requested, it would have to make a plan.
Yes, right, well, we can deal with it since the outset. The situation where we're at today is that Mr. King has stated in the witness box that he's not going to do the forensic psychiatric assessment. So therefore, he's not going to comply with one of the requirements that's necessary, first of all, for him to have access to his child, and then to progress the matter any further. So on that basis, we see there's little action that can move forward and seek a date for a care order here.
Okay.
Right, I want to just go back on it. I'm not correcting any psychiatric report from him.
Yes, sir.
I agree with the argument you put it. It's up to him to see that. But I am saying, really, I'm more active to say, unless he does produce psychiatric evidence before his case, within his case will be considered innocent. If I do that for the case, that doesn't mean, no, by the way, I refuse myself to put that in my case. And whether it's to be with this case, he best come armed with the best evidence to prove that he is a future hero for the trial.
So, Mr. King, do you understand what the judge is saying too?
But that does still include the psychiatric thing, which I've said for grounds that I don't agree that is
Well, that's
a
not for
valid
yourself. What the judge is saying, Mr. King, is that
So
if you wish to,
general ground.
Yes.
If I was to,
I'd just explain it to you. If you wish to put forward your best evidence to the court, the judge has said that part of that should be a psychiatric evaluation on your behalf. And without that your case is considerably weakened. Is that fair, Judge?
That is it, and he's going to see, what is this thing on the
Mr. King has handed that in to show why hope was put on the child.
yeah, it says neglect there.
Here, in the meantime, for a month, you reach the extension.
Well, I think I told him, Judge, and that he's agreeable, depending on the outcome today, to the matter going back to September. I think that's
September, you find out if he's having the
Judge,
as to whether he's essentially restricted or restricted.
but what about the neglect?
Mr. McGuinness, the social work team leader, will give evidence, and I put that to him in the cross-examination. So that's your position. If the court is minded to extend the order today, you're agreeable to be extended to September, if the court makes that order.
Social, yeah.
Suggested he's agreed to the essential reason for September, is that right?
I'm not really.
The full evidence.
I want to give full evidence and hear evidence from the social workers as to why they consider her neglected.
Pick up from the last 4 days, which is an interesting outline before what happened in this case since the last 4 days.
Around risk for access with hope, and the three regulations that are in place is that firstly that Mr. King will engage with the social work team, that he will meet with the team on a regular basis.
Your report says engaging meaningful way. How would you describe engaging with the kind of family agency since the last 4 days?
Judge, meaningful engagement will be meeting with the social work team on a regular basis and being open to the discussions that the social work team are having. I'm what kind of message Mr. King has on, and that was following a number of appointments that Mr. King was looking to attend. That's correct.
Okay, the second stipulation in your report.
The second stipulation, Judge, is in relation to the independent forensic psychological assessment, which has been discussed, and China Family Agency are requesting that Mr. King undergo such an assessment. So the reason for that is that Mr. King has a mental health history, as we understand, and has our historical issues in relation to significant aggressive behaviour. And in undertaking any assessment, Judge, whether it is in relation to access or in relation to the rehabilitation, the Judge Working must assess risk and the risk that will be involved for hope in having any contact with Mr. King. And in light of the mental health history, that we feel that the forensic psychiatric assessment is vital in terms of identifying any risk involved.
And the third stipulation in relation to Mr. King having access to his child.
The third stipulation, Judge, is in relation to Mr. King undergoing forensic capacity assessment. Such an assessment is undertaken with Ms. Walsh for the cancer last year, and Mr. King will undergo such an assessment as well.
Separately, Mr. McGuinness, in relation to Ms. Walsh, prepared in capacity assessment for responding to the court.
Yeah, Judge, Ms. Walsh underwent a current capacity assessment and in this case provided to the child protection team, and the outcome of that was that Ms. Walsh did not have the capacity to address the hope. Ms. Walsh subsequently underwent an assessment with the forensic psychiatrist, and the outcome of that assessment was very clear in terms of the risk to hope should Ms. Walsh have contact with the child. So we recommend that there is no unsupervised contact between Ms. Walsh and the child Hope, and that should Hope be left in the care of her mother, that the risk of Ms. Walsh causing harm to both herself and the child would escalate.
Well, that's enough. Have any questions?
Yes, there's 2 points of raised there, Mr. McGuinness. The first one is you say that you haven't engaged or following a number of appointments Mr. King has refused to attend those. That's not the case. Mr. King did attend appointments scheduled on the 9th of April and the 11th of May. Isn't that correct?
I understand that he attended on the 11th of May. Not I stand corrected, but I understand that he attended an appointment. But I stand.
It's in the report here that Miss Marina McCann, Miss Lawless, and the guardian ad litem met Mr. King on the 9th of April 2018. So it has to be that he is engaging, and is engaging regularly over the last number of months, and meaningfully, despite his huge misgivings about this whole process. So I think
And if you look at
the next point is the forensic capacity assessment, and it's agreed now that that will be undertaken by an independent psychologist. In terms of the middle point there,
I'm quite interested in the answer to that.
sorry, his evidence was that Mr. King should undergo forensic capacity assessment.
Yes, I didn't say that, Judge, that should be an independent forensic capacity assessment. I think the first piece from Mr. King from the Child and Family Agency perspective is that he undergoes the forensic psychiatry assessment first, before there is a forensic capacity assessment undertaken.
I would submit that that's not fair from Mr. King. Are you willing to engage in an assessment that was requested by the Child and Family Agency? Our only request is that it will be independent, and I think it's certainly not uncommon. The forensic capacity assessment.
And you want that to be independent?
Absolutely, and that's not uncommon.
Well, no, I was interested in the answer of Mr. McGuinness' reply that there was going to be an independent one. My understanding, I think, the steering was that any forensic capacity assessment is going to be informed by the forensic assessment, which Mr. King at the outset agreed he would submit to.
By its very nature, forensic capacity must be given to utility and capacity.
Well, I suppose my next question to Mr. McGuinness, Judge, was that there is no medical evidence. Mr. McGuinness's evidence was that in light of Mr. King's mental health history, we don't have anything about mental health history other than what's stated in the report.
That's the whole purpose of the forensic psychiatric.
But where is this mental health history coming from?
Ms. Walsh, we didn't have the definitively diagnosed, whereas in the forensic psychiatric assessment of Dr. Sally Linehan from Central Mental Hospital in Dundrum, she says that this was an established diagnosis of emotional and unstable personality disorder. So it's now confirmed, we're now clear on her situation. The same arises from Mr. King. We don't know, we'd like to get it clarified.
That's a current psychiatric assessment. My point here is that Mr. King's mental health history is being relied upon by a number of professionals in this case when we don't have any definitive information or medical records relating to that history.
There are major kinds of communication. Right up close, the witness box number, then he failed to include. And I think this all started off by an alert from the social workers maybe in England, correct the Irish social workers, finishing up with armed guards to burst into a house. But I've seen them up close, and in the absence of any report, the court would have no conflict at this moment in time. For the reasons which I have observed and listened to. So you've got to put your best foot forward. But if you don't want to get a forensic psychiatric report, that's fine.
And what?
As things stand at the moment, you have no protection. That's how I read it, and also based on what I was said, is the percentage you expect us to find out this thing. And let's engage with this process, okay? And we're on for too long because we obfuscated and delayed at every single step, and I won't tolerate any further. I'm going to give you a reasonable time to prepare for a full scale. I don't care how he prepares or who he gets or what experts he has in place. I'm not going to allow him to delay the process. Sorry, I won't. Sorry, I give you information.
Delay the process of getting my daughter home to me. She's my daughter.
The next question that arises is, do I or do I not make a consent that the instant July process and what happens?
I mean, saying that I've been delaying things, it doesn't make any sense, because it's only been they've wanted to assess me, and they've wanted psychiatric people to assess me, which I don't trust and I don't believe that I'm buying. Just please tell him that.
I've taken 30 minutes. Just 30 minutes. Just be consensual.
My daughter's been away from me for 2 years, Judge Hughes. My daughter's been away from me for 2 years, never mind 30 minutes. My daughter.
That his daughter has been removed from his care for the past 2 years.
That, and repeat that. Just be consensual. The extension of the issue here is the trying to prepare his defense to full care or application.
Yeah. Okay, but I still don't agree that he's not letting me see my daughter.
Yes, I got that.
I think the thing
So wait a second. Thank you. And assurance feel
I'm not just mentioning at this juncture that I think that in this water aspect that people can change as a result of court being taking place today, and as such would shorten to an hour's aspect tomorrow, and just like clarification and so forth, if the other hour would be made up at some point. And also, Judge, just in relation to access going into the summer, that perhaps a couple of you in relation to a lengthier access, and even if Ms. Walsh has to travel for that.
Yes,
Even if correspondence in relation to that, Judge, just to put
I'm sorry now, I'm talking about the time now and the complications. And I see other solicitors who are also to do this here present, that I already said, okay, and not a favor. Okay.
And so they think there is Thursday pages here in their time available for.
I deal with the care order application, and I deal with it a lot faster than some judges are dealing with it.
So perhaps on the 10th of September, then we might have a date.
There's 2 more